Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes, meaning experience actually has always been naturally and intrinsically a paradoxical, tragic, counterproductive situation or entity in itself. It's a paradox and a contradiction in itself by itself because it is with ourselves, but it is also independent, sovereign from ourselves, our actions and beings and living organisms also in one way or another. So experience actually exists in the world with a sovereignty principle, ideology, distinction, and other qualities because of the universal godly interventions and their own conditions. So experience is a conditioned entity all by itself, but then again, because of our existence, because of our mind, intellect, reason, rationality, we're able to have different experiences in our lives and differentiated perceptions, realities. We're able to understand the existence of experience. We're able to experience because of our mind, because of our memory, because of our mental capabilities, psychological superiority, and intellectual faculties and other powers that is not possessed by other living organisms but by ourselves only. So experience is obviously that we have just talked about. Experience can also be something that disguises our mistakes, errors, foolish behaviors, ignorant attitudes, actions, perceptions all the time, over and over and over again. Experience can also be the name that we give to our mistakes simply because we want to call it experience. We don't want to admit to our mistakes, approve of our ignorance, acknowledge our faults and lies and errors. We consider all that as part of experience. We consider regard all it as experience, which is necessary, mandatory for our growth, progress, learning, development, cultivation of qualities of distinction, etc. When in reality, we may be repeating and imitating the mistakes, errors, and blunders in ignorance of ourselves over and over again, and we might also be trying to replicate the other's success, possession, achievement, validation in our lives, which is absolutely unreasonable anyways, because the only person that we need to be like ourselves at the end of the day is ourselves and not like the others. And obviously we should not take revenge against the others either, because that is unnecessary. So we should definitely have faith and belief over ourselves, over our lives, over our purposes, and also, most importantly, over the universe, because the universe is the ultimate reciprocator of energy, vibe, positivity, kindness, understanding, compassion, etc. So that's how experience becomes a paradoxical situation in itself.